Hi there guys, Wayne from Luna's World. Hope you're well. Welcome to another video related in some way to flight simulation, which is what this channel is all about, mostly. So I've had quite a lot of requests to show you my sim setup, all the gear that I use related to flight simulation. So I'm going to give you a tour around the simulator that I use in terms of the hardware and the computer and everything else that I've got. In order to do this, I'm going to have to switch the camera around and put the mic on the other side. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so there is the flight simulator in its full glory. Just bear in mind it's not perfectly set up right now. The monitors aren't exactly perfectly aligned. And the cable management is kind of laughable right now. So kind of ignore that. This is not about the aesthetics of it. This is kind of, working knowledge of what it is that I use when I do videos and stuff. So first of all, looking at the chair, this is the Pagnian GT Ultimate Flight Simulator chair, or cockpit as it's called, and pretty much everything that you see that's black is, with the exception of the monitors and the controllers, is Pagnian related. So the carpet, which stops it from scratching your floor, because this thing is heavy and it's made from, the base is made from metal. The monitor stands are made from metal. This thing really does weigh a ton. So that protects your lovely wood floor. And the seat itself is really cool. This reclines back. I'm not going to do it. The chair moves forward. And you get the plate here, which is kind of the metal plate underneath here, which is really cool. Secures whatever pedals you want. Now here are my two sets of pedals. I've got the CH Products Pro pedals, which are really good, and these are the Logitech pedals that come with the G25, which I'll talk about a bit later. I've actually got a fault with these at the moment, so I'm not able to use them, which is why they're out. So it looks like I'm going to have to replace them, which is a bit of a bummer. So right now I'm using the yaw control on the throttle quadrant over there, which is kind of a pain in the backside. Anyway, so here, this is how I control my pitch and bank, and it's the Cytec X45. Again, this is not a great solution. There's much newer products out now, and of course, I gave up. I did have the Cytec Pro Flight yoke system, and I kind of gave up on it because I got really annoyed with the dead zone there. So and then of course I had the Bruno yoke for a while, which was like a dream come true. So yeah, so I'm gonna see what that honeycomb yoke, that's looking really promising, coming out in the first quarter of next year. So looking forward to that. But in the meantime, good old X45, which does the job, I have to say. Over here, that's the throttle quadrant that comes with it. And it works all right. Not very good when it comes to having proper mixture controls. You can sort of assign things to those dials at the top, which I've done. It sort of works. So this is the extended desktop by Pagnian, and what this does is it gives you more surface area for keyboards and whatever else you want to put on. It does cost extra, but it's well worth it. I'm glad I invested in it. It also this Pagnian kit does also come with a retractable keyboard and mouse stand that you can move around. I didn't see the need to actually set that up personally, but that gives you even more space. So the triple monitor stand separates from the chair itself, which means you can fold it up, which is really cool. So if you want to, save space, or you want to move it temporarily, then you can do that pretty easily. Just fold it away. So I'm using three 27-inch Benq monitors, 1080p monitors. They're nothing amazing in terms of resolution. They're not 4K or anything like that, but they are really solid. They do the job really well. I don't do so much triple monitor stuff anymore because of doing videos, and more importantly because of VR. Now, on the subject of VR, I am going to be doing a full video on VR, the VR setup, and the future of VR within flight simming. That's coming pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. So leaning over here, we have the this is the Logitech G25. Now, obviously, it's a steering wheel. Comes with the gear controls there, and of course the pedals over there. It's really cool. I got this second hand for £30, unbelievable. And of course playing games like Dirt Rally, which again, I got on the sale for $7.99, I believe it was. Absolutely ridiculous. It's like a £40 game. Anyway, yeah, works really well. Really impressed with that. Force feedback, cool stuff. My keyboard here is a pretty cheap mechanical keyboard. I just brought it because of the colors. A company called MooBomb, which you can get from Amazon. So that works pretty well for me. It's nothing special, but I kind of like it. And then of course I've got the Cytec panels here. The Cytec multi-panel on the top, which is for your autopilot stuff, flaps and pitch trim. And then below we have the switch panel, which is gears, battery switches, avionics, fuel pump, lights and that kind of stuff. So that's all that. And then of course down here on the floor, which is probably not the best place for it, is the Oculus Rift VR headset, and then the controllers, the touch controllers that go with that here. And then this is the main event, really. This is the PC where it all happens, and there's nothing to really look, you know, it doesn't look like, I'm not sort of one of those builders that really goes for aesthetics with lights and things. This is the quietest case that I could buy, and inside that we have a 1070 GeForce 1070 for the Win Edition EVGA, and we have a 770 770K processor overclocked to 4.7, sometimes 4.8, depending on how warm it is in here. You stable around those kind of levels, and yeah, and that's kind of 16 gig of Ripjaw RAM, I think, really fast RAM. And that's pretty much it. And then of course I've got the Rekhorn amp sitting on top of that, which I do I've done a video on what that is and what it does, but very quickly, it's an amplifier for a bass shaker which sits underneath this here. And I wonder if I can show you that actually. Let me just see if I can. You probably can't see it. No, it's too dark. Anyway, it's on the bottom of the chair. And I think, guys, that's about it. What else have I missed? I think that's it. I've got my trusty light source there, which illuminates things. And I'll do another video maybe on my vlogging sort of setup, if anyone's interested in that. But yeah, if you've got any questions, just write them in the comments. I'll be happy to tell you where I got things from. My opinions on things. This is by no means the perfect solution, but what it does do is it keeps everything nice and tight into a corner, and it kind of just feels, I don't know, it feels like an event when you get in. Even now, if I've had this for maybe 6 or 8 months now, it still feels pretty special getting in it and you know, starting a flight or you know, doing some driving or whatever. It kind of just makes you, I don't know, it's more immersive. That's probably the word I'm looking for. But anyway, you can see the expanse. You can see how much room that actually does take. This is quite a large room, but stashed away in the corner there, it's not too bad. I would rather this was in a separate room, you know, a man cave somewhere. And there's plans for that, because we do have a room that's sort of separate from the house that I'd quite like to turn into a bit of a simulation room. Put my piano in there and everything else. There's my piano, my beloved piano. Anyway, guys, I think that's about it. If you've got any questions, like I said, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And I was going to put the camera back on me, but then you won't be able to hear me because of the mic. Anyway, that's highly boring for you. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care.